You are listening to the Beaverton, North America's trusted source of news.
This week on the Beaverton, Loblaws caught selling meat that was smaller than advertised. Galen Weston insists meat had just been in the pool. Carney cuts federal taxes on gas for the summer, just like Karl Marx said to. And Hungary finally gets rid of Viktor Orban. An inconsolable Stephen Harper was last seen asking his wife what this salty liquid coming out of his eyes was. That's right, it's time to make fun of the news once again on the Beaverton Weekly Report. Welcome to the show, everyone. So glad you were tuning in. I'm your host, Luke Gorenfield. Joining me this week are three of our regular panelists, all of whom may or may not have been on the ballot in Terrebonne last night. There's no way to tell. Ian MacIntyre, Clare, Blackwood, and MacKay. Welcome all.
Bonjour.
I'm so happy to represent the people of Terrebonne dans le parliamentary house with everyone.
You're waiting for me to stop you, but I'm not
To be
going
fair,
to.
that is how we speak in Quebec. So.
I can never.
Yeah, the house, on va à la house, on va à la parliamentary.
Yeah, everyone sounds like a waiter from a French restaurant in an 80s comedy.
We are rapidly losing Francophone listeners.
Every episode I do, I am barred from entering another different province. So only I can live in Toronto.
What happens when you get kicked out of Ontario? Where do you go?
Space.
Love that.
The moon.
Oh my God, are you on the next Artemis mission?
God, I wish. Except they should stop next time. Going all the way up there, not even freaking popping a squat on the moon. Crazy business. What the heck?
Yeah, we don't go to space to look at the moon.
I know, I'd be
Come on.
disappointed.
We can do that from here.
Look at the moon from
It's
my
no
backyard.
different.
We got moon at home.
We have moon at home. It's
This
a
moon
little
has
smaller.
onions in it. It's not like the real moon. Yes, so the Terrebonne, I had forgotten that they were doing that longest ballot initiative again, and then I went to look at the Terrebonne results, and CBC dutifully listed every single
Oh my
candidate.
God.
So it's like, the Liberal who won, and then the Bloc, Bloc,
Yeah.
and then blah, 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 and then it's just like, Steve, 0 votes. Tim, 1 vote. And it's just like, all right, fuck me. Just
Steve didn't even vote for himself?
Oh, no.
Fuck Steve.
Steve.
Wow.
He was busy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Yes, but as we have alluded to, obviously, thanks to 3 by-elections that the Liberals swept, 2 in Toronto, 1 in Quebec, Terrebonne, specifically the one that was overturned by the courts because it was down to 1 vote, the Liberals have officially, finally gotten the majority we all kind of knew was coming. So now we're staring at, so it's a year plus later since Carney won, and now he's kind of retroactively won a majority government, which he essentially had in principle for the last few months because of everyone knew he was getting all these floor crossers, but now it's official. And how do we feel about Carney basically being able to do whatever he wants for the next 3 years? That good.
As much as again, this is what people yelled at me online today for, but I was just like, as much as I don't like the Conservative Party, I do think that a party should have checks and balances. Maybe I'm just for minority parties, but I don't personally love the idea of Mark Carney running the country basically unchecked until 29.
You don't like the CEO of Canada now?
I know. Arrest me. I don't like it. I wish that we had a better setup, that he could be better controlled and held in check and challenged than he will be going forward. And like everyone's like, well, technically he won the majority. Technically he got it because it's by-elections. And I'm like, there were so many floor crossings, right? Like, That's why he has it. That's like me being like, well, I won the children's figure skating competition after like breaking the legs of all of the children.
So you Tanya Harding some 8-year-olds.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I won it. That's
Hey.
how I feel about Mark Carney running the country for the next 3 years.
Yeah, it does create a situation where, it's interesting because like a year plus ago before the election, after he had this amazing surge, it looked like he was going to get the majority. And then on election night, he came so close, didn't get it. And, and it's just been this drip, drip, drip process of like 1 floor crossing, and then 4 months goes by, another floor crossing. And now they're starting to kind of push together. And we've ended up here where, and, we're going to talk about the possibility of more floor crossings in a second. But as of right now, we're here where he essentially has like a 2-vote cushion, if you count the Speaker of the House who only votes in like emergency situations, who is a Liberal. So he's got like a 2-vote cushion, which isn't a lot.
Yep.
But we know that, unless something crazy happens, big scandal, which the Liberals tend to do, but unless something crazy happens, no one, given his popularity right now, in the Liberal caucus is going to vote against anything Mark Carney wants to do. Even the most like left-leaning, Liberals are going to vote for his new tax cut, for example. Like it's going to happen. So it's great where we think of ourselves as a very, forward progressive democracy. At the same time, when you get a majority government, it's essentially like, well, whatever the boss says goes, and that's kind of how it is, unless the court steps in, and even then you got Section 33 that they can turn to. But at the end of the day, majority governments essentially become one party, one person rule for a few years, and that's what we're staring down the barrel of.
I mean, I will say at least he's predictable, right? Like, I think there was a really interesting article in The Guardian about him being perceived as like a wartime prime minister, because we're kind of in a sort of a Cold War right now with everyone, I guess. But
multiple Cold Wars.
Yes, all over the place. So it's, there's something to be said for like one tiny little corner of politics is at least predictable, regardless of how you feel about what's going to happen. Like, you kind of know nothing crazy is. No one's going to table flip in a bizarre, crazy, insane way.
I guess so, but then like, how do you fight against the stuff that they do that's bad?
You can't.
I know.
You don't.
Yeah, it's predictably sucky.
I know.
You wait. I mean, again, other than suing and going to the courts and arguing it's a charter violation, you wait. You can protest. I'm not trying to dissuade people from making their voice heard, but you wait 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a sort of what it comes down to. Or if you're a conservative who's been mad since 2015, you wait 15 years, and then maybe you can overturn some of the stuff.
Or conservative hack, you abandon all your principles and cross the floor and join the winning team. And just ignore all the stuff you've said in your entire career.
Hey, it's been working great for some of them.
It sure has.
Yeah, quickly before we talk about the one conservative especially who I think you're alluding to.
Which one?
Well, the most recent. So, the fact that his first move, because, this happened, the elections were Monday night, we're recording this Tuesday, and in between those two things, he already announced a tax cut. Yeah. So that's a pretty clear signifier of how this is going to go. He's announced a cut on federal tax rates on gas. So you're going to pay slightly less at the pump over the course of the summer. I think it's between now and Labor Day, exactly. And so it's essentially like, and don't get me wrong, it's smart. It has all the hallmarks of like bullshit that people appeal to, similar to with Doug Ford and Bucket Beer and all that stuff. Because it's like, I can save
10 cents.
$20 on my drive to the cottage, or $10 on my drive to the cottage. Like, it fits into that very like centrist. This is what middle-aged Canadians, who vote left or vote liberal sometimes and conservative sometimes like. Yeah. They like cheap beer and they like cheap gas. Why don't we give it to them? And I can respect it on a purely political. Hey, your job is to win support. You're doing it.
Absolutely.
Just like with Doug Ford and all the boo stuff.
It's admirably craven. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, has he explained where this? I think it was like what, like this is going to cost them something like $4.2 billion.
Jesus.
Like some insane number. Has he explained where that's going to come from? Has he promised that the oil companies aren't just going to raise their prices? Has anybody asked these questions to him?
Well, no, man, he was too busy celebrating. In between by-election
The
wins.
media was too busy writing column after column about Mark Carney enters his majority era, which is a real headline I saw.
God damn it.
Oh, goodness. Good gracious.
I don't know if I don't remember that they photoshopped his head onto Taylor Swift's body, but they might as well have.
I can't wait to see Taylor's Mark Carney outfit in her next costume.
I can't wait to see him
concert.
date and break up with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Wow, they would not go good together. I've seen a lot of relationship issues in that one, but that's okay. That's their life. They get to do what they want.
No, it'd be fine. And I'd love to see the legislation he writes afterwards.
Oh my God.
Inspired by the tumultuous relationship.
A 12-minute long bill about all that stuff. Whew, rough.
Whereas cheaters ain't shit. Yes. So
Tax cuts for everybody but people named Jake.
By the way, speaking of the tax cut, I do have to point out that it's not just a tax cut, but it's literally one of Poilievre's suggested tax cuts.
I know, except
which was just a pure dunk.
yeah, I mean, it's not the first time he's done the I'll just do what Poilievre wants, and he can't get mad about it, even though he absolutely will get mad about it. And then Poilievre will try and score some points by saying, like, they're taking my ideas. Look, I should just be prime minister. They're using my ideas. But the problem is Carney's like, no, I'm new. These were my ideas. I just wasn't PM before, so I just couldn't do them before now.
Oh, yeah.
But it's absolutely just take the Conservative playbook and do a version of it, and then the Conservatives are left with nothing.
It is very funny if it weren't so terrible.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, of course, one of the reasons that there are these taxes is to encourage people to drive less because driving is very bad for the environment. And Carney, until he actually got in power, was nominally an environmentalist, was nominally we're going to go down to emission zero and we're going to focus on renewables and electric cars and everything.
And there was a lot of money and publicity to be made from being an environmentalist a few years ago, and he was very canny about that.
Yeah, and so he's expanding the Liberals into taking the Conservative playback. He's also expanding the Liberal tent to include, as we know, progressive Conservatives and now just full-on dyed-in-the-wool right-wingers with the crossing of Marilyn Gladue, which took, I think, everyone by surprise because, and I don't expect everyone to know her offhand, and even I took a second, I was like, that can't be the one I'm thinking of, right? And then I was like, oh, it's absolutely the one I'm thinking of. This is a pro-trucker convoy, anti-vaxxer, super anti-abortion, anti-LGBTQ.
Pro-conversion therapy.
Pro-conversion therapy.
Yeah.
This is as right-wing as you can essentially get. And I guess there's two arguments or two things to talk about with that. One, even that person is like, this Poilievre guy is too nuts for me. And also, at what point does the Liberal tent just expand so much it collapses onto itself in some kind of like infinity situation, and we are all the Liberal tent?
No, did she leave because she said that Poilievre was too much for her, or was it just, it felt like pure opportunism to me.
Yeah.
Which is the most conservative value.
Yeah, because like that was the thing where I was just like, she is way more quote unquote conservative than Poilievre, and it just felt like so many of them are just reading the room and just being like, well, if I want anything to get done, other than just screaming into the void for the next 3 years, like Poilievre's going to have to do, then I have to just shelve my morals and join the Liberals. Like she was the one who said, I think in January, she was like, well, floor classers should have to hold by-elections, which frankly, I don't necessarily disagree with.
100%.
Like, but I don't think she'll be doing that.
No, that was for them.
Yeah,
that was other people.
Yeah.
I'm me, the protagonist. I'm the star of the show.
Yeah.
I completely agree. That will not be a hill she will actually die on, or an issue she will actually live by. But yeah, sorry, Megan.
Just a tiny silver lining to this. I think this confirms something that I suspected to be true, which is like a lot of these politicians don't actually believe all of this bullshit that they're shilling. They're not necessarily like deeply passionate about being homophobic or conversion therapy or anything like that. They're trading in it because they think it will benefit them personally. And it's craven and it's nasty and it's ugly. But as soon as it's not profitable for them to take that tack, they'll just drop it like a hot rock and move on to the next thing. Is that really cynical and disappointing? Yeah, but it maybe is a little bit of a slightly more positive outlook for humanity in general, where like maybe these people aren't carrying hate in their hearts and just want to, force it upon other people.
Or they are and they just don't care enough to fight for it.
Yeah, it's possible. Or they're appealing to people who do. And they're using those scare tactics to make people afraid and make people want to believe these things, right? Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't feel great about it. I won't lie to you. I didn't feel great. And I apologize for the Liberals on this show every week. That's my job, baby. But like, I didn't feel fantastic about that. And the only angle I can look at it and say like, okay, I feel okay about this is like, maybe they're just like craven losers who don't believe any of this shit. And maybe that's better for humanity in general if we're trending in that direction.
I think that's true because I think it shows that if you push where the popular vote is at in a certain direction, from my perspective, hopefully towards the left, enough that these people will, go along for the ride rather than standing in your way and fighting every tooth and nail against you.
Yes.
And you're right. That is the positive interpretation of the cynical, craven nature of politics.
Yes. If she is correct and Carney is correct and like telling the truth when he says that she is willing to vote with the party in terms of abortion, then I'm like, great. That's one fewer person who's going to vote against abortion off the streets.
But again, there's no way an abortion vote is coming up.
Absolutely not. No.
Well, there will be like private members' bills. There always are.
Yeah.
So someone like Leona Lewis will push a private members' abortion bill. She does it every year.
But Carney will whip the hell out of.
Oh yes. And even Poilievre will make sure that like 90% of conservatives vote against it because he's bad, but he's not an idiot who's like, hey, if a lot of conservatives vote for this, that will be a story that conservatives voted for this. Everyone knows there's some who will, but if like 20 of us do, we got a problem here.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you're right. If she votes normally she would vote for those private members' bills for conversion therapy, anti-LGBTQ, anti-abortion rights. And if she now switches to voting for, protecting those rights, then, you're right. That is a win in and of itself.
Yep.
And as much as and we all do mock the Liberals for having no principles and essentially just being like, which way is the wind blowing? Oh, it's 2015 and everyone wants to go left. We go that way. Oh, it's 2026. Everyone wants to go right. Oh, we go that way. There is again, on a craven level and on a purely political instinct level, there is something admirable about that. About like, we are your representatives. We represent you. If this is what your voice is on this issue, we will go with you. We will be the opposite of that Edmund Burke quote about like a leader owes you more than just reflecting your principles back to you. We will absolutely just be like, what do you say? All right, boss, you're the voters, you're the boss. We do what you want. Mm-hmm. There is something to that, even if it results in just like the most obvious hypocrisy all the time.
And I think that would be good. I do think long term though, the things that Canadians really want and that poll well, like, hey, let's make housing less expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's make groceries more affordable. That's not at all what Carney's Liberals are planning to do in the long term.
No.
Yeah.
In the slightest. They are just adopting that kind of wartime mantle of like, we got to do things to stop Trump. Austerity and such. I do think there's a really good chance that 3 years from now, when another election comes around, the shine has worn off Carney pretty fast. Because it won't just be 3 years of Carney. It'll be like 15 years of Liberal rule.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be real hard to pull the two apart when it's like, everyone's still broke. Except Galen Weston and Kevin O'Leary.
Mm-hmm. And I also don't want my government to just go with the whims of the people. Mm-hmm. I understand.
Yeah, democracy sucks.
I totally take your point. I know.
Yeah.
But like, I want my politicians to be smarter than the general populace.
Yeah.
Like, I want, if maybe this is bad and undemocratic, but like, oh no, maybe it is. But
I don't think it's undemocratic to say you want to be governed by the best of us and not the worst of us.
Yeah, and maybe the best of us who believe the same things that I do.
The best of us.
Yeah, if half the population wants to take rights away from people, I ideally would like my politicians to not do that just because that's in vogue, but maybe that's anti-democratic.
I mean, I don't think there's any danger in Canada of like taking like that kind of social conservatism.
No, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean
yeah.
for sure. I just worry, to your point, that like Carney is really smart. He's just very smart at doing things that aren't going to make living affordable in Canada anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like that's the thing is, you're talking about the big picture stuff about housing prices. I completely agree. If you asked 80%, if you ask Canadians, 80% would say housing prices got to come down.
Yeah.
The problem is there would be 100 different answers on how you do that.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the no one wants to see the sausage get made problem is like, well, how do you bring housing prices down without bringing my house price down?
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course you can't do that.
Sure.
No.
And that's where you lose a lot of people. So what Carney's doing is saying, we're going to do the classic of we're going to do nothing to bring housing prices down. We're just going to increase supply and hope that does it. And even though they're not actually really increasing supply, that's the goal. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to work because they'll never build enough houses fast enough. But
they're cutting development fees, you guys.
Yeah, it's that. But the other thing they're doing
developers are happier in this scenario. They were real hard done by for so long.
Yeah, it's that, and it's cutting the population, cutting immigration.
Sure.
So that's the two ways they're going to do it because they don't want to actually see the boomers who vote for them suddenly be like, my net worth is down 20%.
And I get part of that because I get that for 20, 30 years they've been like, hey, boomers, your house is your retirement fund.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go to town. But maybe that was a bad plan all along.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
There's no examples of that being bad, 2008 or anything. But so if you are wondering how the Conservatives are going to be approaching now Emperor for Life / 3 years Carney, they do have a new line of attack that for Carney that now that obviously the previous ones have all failed. Here is Pierre Poilievre trying out this new devastating critique of Mark Carney.
There's one thing that's worse than being uneducated, and it's being badly educated. And Mr. Carney is very badly educated on economics. And that is why he has been wrong on every single economic issue of our time.
So the Liberals are going to win 300 seats.
Guys, there's sound effects. I love this.
That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. Like, genuinely, that's nuts. Like, you don't have to agree with his economic policies, but they're like, they make sense. Like, it's kind of his thing.
Yeah, what's his PhD in?
I know. If there's like one thing that you can't critique Mark Carney for, it's how well he knows money.
Yeah, I mean, I've been involved in politics adjacent things enough to know that the kind of rule, like Politics 101 want is not you have to win the argument. It's you have to move the argument to the issues you want to talk about and not the issues the other guy wants to talk about. Bringing up Mark Carney's economic credentials is just being like, hey, everyone, let's talk about this guy's biggest strength.
That's like arguing that Mark Carney's not white enough.
That's like me being like, the problem with Clare, she doesn't like cats enough. Like, what?
Yeah,
Claire, why don't you like the Blue Jays more?
Oh, you're right. I should
Christ.
have gotten my PhD in the Blue Jays.
Oh my God.
Wait, I did.
Maybe Pierre Poilievre doesn't want to be prime minister. Have we considered that?
He basically said that on Joe Rogan, though. He was like, well, he tried to be glib about it, but he was like, well, as long as he's adopting my policies, I don't need to be prime minister.
Sure.
And I was like, what?
With rage seething behind his eyes, like, I don't need it, I don't want it. Yeah.
I mean, that's it's a play on that old Thatcher line of like, my real victory was when the Labour under Tony Blair won and used my ideas or kept my ideas in place, and that was my actual victory. And it's like, no, your actual victory was when you won, and then you got booted out of Parliament 9 years later. Like it's ridiculous. But yeah, it was one of those things that was just like. And by the way, what the audio can't describe properly, but if you watch the video, and I encourage everyone to do it, is he had, and like. Everyone has moments of presentation problems, but he had seconds before taken a big sip of water. So the whole time he's talking about how dumb and uneducated or poorly educated Mark Carney is, he has water dribbling down his chin like a dog that just drank from the bowl too quickly and is now trying to give you a kiss. It's so bad. And it's just water dribbling down, being like, actually, my undergrad degree from the University of Calgary trumps his PhD in economics.
Well, Poilievre really is the Canadian Marco Rubio. Just embarrassing gaffes with little tiny sips of water that he takes at bad moments.
I am crawling with secondhand embarrassment. I cannot handle that information. That is so hurts me. That hurts me psychically.
Yeah. And of course, we've talked about how Carney is quite good at these off-the-cuff moments. And of course, he just teed Carney up for a perfect response, which
the next day at a press conference.
I can't look into the heart of Mr. Poilievre. I respect him as a parliamentarian, as I do the other leaders of the other party.
Next question. Pierre Poilievre called you badly educated in economics, and he did.
Wow.
So I'd like to hear a little bit about.
Can I take back my previous answer? No, that's a joke.
So he just, again, it's just teeing up for that, that I don't actually need to do anything here. The laugh, there was a laugh in that room, and you can sort of hear on the clip, but there was a laugh in that room just from them repeating what Poilievre said, because it's so on its face ridiculous. And then Carney makes a little okay, and you just know it's the equivalent of when you watch a crowd work comic and someone just had said something insulting to them, and that it's I've been training my whole life to smack you down. You're gonna play economics with me, Poilievre? Here we go. And it's just Poilievre being shockingly bad at his job, which is make himself look good and Carney look bad. And Carney doesn't need this kind of help, but he's getting it every day from Poilievre.
You have literally nothing on the prime minister if you're insulting his knowledge of economics. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we in this 15-minute conversation have come up with 4 or 5 better critiques of Mark Carney than Poilievre was able to do in that moment. And
except all those critiques are things that Poilievre loves.
Yes, exactly.
He's like, what, he's going to make housing more expensive and groceries less affordable? I'm for that.
I mean, the craven, just go with the flow and not actually have any principles. That is a line Poilievre could take. Mm-hmm. The problem is, I think he'd be again, the counter would be, well, all your conservative MPs seem to like this, and they keep going to that. And he's like, but obviously we're in a situation now where there are rumors flying that up to 10 more conservative MPs are being approached or are in some level of conversation about crossing the floor. Now, that feels like a liberal insider, talking point that enough media picked up on, that it's out there. I don't actually think 10 MPs are about to cross the floor. I mean, maybe by the time this episode releases, there will be, but I think it's unlikely. But it must be kind of tough to be a Tory MP considering running, because you can't ask, if we're about all Tory MPs thinking about crossing the floor, if I ask you and you're actually a Poilievre loyalist, the next day I'm hauled into Poilievre's office and yelled at. So it's like playing Mafia if the punishment was instead of getting killed, I have to talk to Pierre Poilievre for a few minutes. Which I think is worse.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, no, he's accepting no blame whatsoever still for any of this. He refuses to acknowledge that his lack of ability to win an election or be nice to a human being has any accountability or responsibility for.
It must be so nice to live in that world of just complete refusal to look inward and self-acknowledge.
The problem is, though, the base fucking loves him. Like, the
I'm not
conservative
lying.
base.
I think it'd be nice.
No, you're right. Okay.
It'd be so much less stressful than my current existence.
If we could all be just fully empathy-less sociopaths, yeah.
No, but just putting the blame on everything else but me.
Yeah.
I'm perfect. This is the opposite of what being an actor tells you.
I think if you're a conservative, you're like, do I cross the floor to the people who are actually adults in the room doing the job, or do I stick with the slide whistle mafia and hope that this fucking clown who delivers every press conference on Dum Dum Island is actually going to do something worthwhile? Like, it's not even a choice at this point. Like, you have an adult conservative across the aisle that you can go and work for. It's very, like, yeah, I don't know. God, I wish I brought a slide whistle today. God damn it.
Yeah.
God, I miss my slide whistle.
On behalf of all of us and the people listening, thank you for not bringing a slide
I'm never allowed
whistle.
to bring my props. But I'm always told no. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know why you would, other than you earnestly believe in what Pierre is saying, which, like, I think that is actually a much smaller group of people than actually are currently in the party. I don't know why you would remain conservative in this political climate, because there's a perfectly good conservative right over there you can go work for. Truly.
Fair point.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine, like, there's a lot of party infrastructure behind you, and you've got a comfortable seat, and it's not going anywhere. You got your retirement all set up. Maybe it's that, but
Yeah, I mean, if you're a rural Albertan MP, like, if you cross the Liberals, you know you're not surviving the next election.
Yeah, and if you
Yeah.
truly believe in your policies and what your people voted for, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, and there's the other side too, which is just like a lot of these MPs, especially the ones who are close to pipe, like, they've been conservative members. They were probably young conservatives or young Canadian Alliance or young Reform, depending on how old they are. And, like, they've lived in this party for so long. They're steeped in Liberals bad, us good. It must be pretty hard, although maybe not for Marilyn Gladue. Because
Surprisingly easy.
She's someone who I would have described in that category until we got the news of her crossing. So, like, but, if I was someone who's, like, let's say, like, 50% of my life has revolved around being a conservative, to suddenly be like, actually, I'm a liberal, even though I know and and everyone kind of knows that really I'm just a conservative wearing red colors so that I can do what I wanted to do the whole time. It still must be hard to put on those red colors, I would think.
Maybe I'm craven. Maybe I have no morals. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. It
Maybe you
depends
have no
on-
morals, and maybe I hate democracy. We're all learning a lot about ourselves today.
We could run the federal government.
Oh my God, we could!
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. It's. I think it would be anyone with, like, a long-term political ambition to sit there and be like, I have to work for Dum Dum for these years would be, I think, challenging. But I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was saying earlier, where it's just like you have a choice of screaming fecklessly across the aisle, being able to get nothing done, or you can do kind of what the Nunavut MP from the NDP just did and join the Liberals, just as, Carney was funneling billions of dollars into the Arctic so she could actually get something done.
Yeah, although, God. So now her and Marilyn Gladue are in the same party.
Yep.
That's so insane.
what do you think they talk about?
Oh my God.
That's just, imagine, like, them two and then, like, Stephen Guilbeault in the middle being like, what is happening?
Yeah, Laurie Loud, Marilyn Gladue, and Stephen Guilbeault, nightmare blunt rotation.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about someone else who is having a not so good week. Donald J. Trump. He has, as I was off last week, so as Ian and the gang were recording the podcast last week, the news dropped about a ceasefire that was kind of wasn't.
And now let's check the news again tonight to see how that ceasefire's doing.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Trump announced a ceasefire, and it was supposed to be between the U.S., Iran, and Lebanon and Israel. Unfortunately, Israel's phone was on silent, so they just kept bombing Lebanon.
Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just saw this.
Oh,
That's crazy.
nuts.
I've been so busy bombing Lebanon.
It's been a crazy week of killing hundreds of people. But yes, so the ceasefire terms allegedly included, because there's been some, I say allegedly because even though it's fairly clear, there was a lot of disagreement on this. Iran being able to charge tolls of $2 million per ship on the Strait of Hormuz.
In cryptocurrency.
It's just more convenient.
Yeah. Iran limiting weapons proliferation, in a significantly less meaningful way than they had agreed to do in the Obama-Iran deal that, of course, Trump famously ripped up, and the unfreezing of Iranian assets. And what it was, the controversy of whether it included was whether it also included a ceasefire in Lebanon and Israel pulling back from Gaza, which, as I'm sure everyone knows, but just to reiterate, Israel technically has a ceasefire in Gaza, but they continue to occupy about 40% of Palestinian territory in Gaza and are not exactly showing signs that they're going to be leaving anytime soon. Anyways, so this was essentially what was agreed to or what was announced came straight out of principles that the Iranian government had released a couple days before, which gave very wide perception that Trump had essentially just caved because he just couldn't get the Strait of Hormuz open and he was terrified of the economy crashing. Do you think that perception is why Trump has almost immediately walked this back and resumed his bluster over Iran?
I think that he wanted to share the tolls, and then somebody informed him that it was very, very illegal to do so, and he got mad because of the law of the sea.
I agree. I truly think he was like, wait, you can toll that? And was like, hold on, I want a slice of that. It's another shakedown for him. It just lined up too perfectly.
But a maritime shakedown. He was already getting on his Jack Sparrow hat. Yeah. And he's like, I haven't done piracy yet.
I watched a whole video about why that was illegal, and I didn't even know that there was something called the law of the sea. And I was like, I fucking love this.
I thought you were just using a colorful term.
No, it's called the law of the sea, and it basically means that you can't have tolls through the Strait of Hormuz because of the law of the sea implies that you have to have safe passage through waterways. Ooh. So he wanted it. People were like, nay, nay, sir, that's illegal. And then I think he got mad and pulled out. That's my conspiracy theory.
You might not be wrong. I will say that maritime law, like international law, is sort of a if we choose to follow it kind of deal.
Right.
But yes, there are certainly rules about, and these are rules that go back to treaties that were signed hundreds of years ago about safe passage and flying certain flags and how you have to, international waters and how all that works. But yeah, the other thing too was it's for Trump, it's the most easy thing as a New Yorker to understand. He's like, yeah, bridge trolls, sea trolls, I get it. I get it. Everyone will have their easy pass and they'll swipe on their way, and it's very easy to see how he was like, okay, trolls, I got it. Tolls, excuse me. But yeah, so then just a few days later, Trump was back to fully blustering about Iran, saying he was going to blockade their blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. How does a blockade of a blockade work? I'm unclear on this. Does anyone have any thoughts on how that's going to function?
Heard you like a blockade, so I put a blockade on your blockade.
Pure exhibit voice, yeah.
I mean, who blockades the blocksman? That's my question.
I want them to keep going like Matryoshka doll, and it's just they blockade and then he blockades until it's just ships just filling the sea.
Just Animaniacs rules.
Yeah, just slowly pulling out one at a time.
Yeah, I do admire the reflexive dumbness of it. Just not even any thought to it. Fine, we're doing a blockade too. And that was it. That was all that it took. As J.D. Vance immediately lost the negotiation that they did for a day.
Because didn't he get called by Israel in the middle of the negotiations, and then Iran was like, we didn't like that.
Well, Netanyahu is already saying that J.D. Vance checks in with us every day about how this is going.
Yeah.
It does feel like, with Netanyahu specifically in Israel, throughout this process, it's like they're trying to undercut Trump and Vance, not in the negotiations, which everyone knows they're trying to do, but trying to undercut Trump and Vance's position that they're leading this. And it's I don't understand that, because the whole idea of this is you do need Trump and Vance and the U.S. to be the front man. So why are you undercutting them and making clear you are pulling all the strings constantly?
I think that my read on it is that Netanyahu is painfully aware that whatever special relationship the United States and Israel have had for decades is going the way of history. Like, that is pretty much over. So he's doing the opposite of quiet quitting. Like, he's going out with a bang, literally, in Lebanon. But like, he convinced Trump to do this invasion for him, and now is like, and now I'm just going to make fun of him because that guy's going to be dead in 6 months, however long the coronary takes to happen. And he's like,
inching its way up there.
Inching its way up there. And he's like, and I'm just going to make it as embarrassing for him as I possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like, the one thing you can't do with Trump is embarrass him. He will lash out. I mean, remember when, you know, there were stories about Trudeau's handshake beating him and, like, and Ivanka and Melania being into Trudeau and stuff. And, like, and Trump went from being, like, super positive about Trudeau to hating his guts overnight.
Oh, yeah.
Because he thought Trudeau had showed him up. So, like, whatever, like, and maybe, you know, maybe it is just Israel being like, look, we have so much compromise on him that he can never turn. Like, we have the P tape, we have the whatever. You know, the Mossad famously acquires blackmail on all these politicians. Whatever they have in Trump, maybe they think that it can overcome even his pride and his arrogance. I'm not sure anything can. I think, like, if you are like actively showing him up on a daily basis, I don't know what you. Maybe you have so much dirt on him he can't turn around, but he's such a lunatic. If he feels like you're wounding his pride, he will turn on anyone and everyone. And, I mean, if Netanyahu thinks he's immune to that, maybe he is. I mean, so far he has been. But it's crazy to think that, like, you know, Israel is just going to be like, hey, fuck the U.S. Like, that's like he's one step away from being that. He's one step away from being like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. And it's like, don't get me wrong, you have a very powerful army and you have a nuclear weapon, but you are a small country in the Middle East and you cannot survive without the U.S. Like, that's crazy to do. But anyways, let's keep the focus on Trump. The other thing that Trump is, so Trump's at war with Iran again, maybe sort of. The negotiations are ongoing. One we definitely know he is at war with the Pope.
I'm obsessed with this.
So after Pope Leo, a.k.a. Chicago Pope, a.k.a. Da Pope, condemned U.S. and Israeli aggression in Iran, Trump has fired back.
We don't want a pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo.
Which
soft on crime Pope, y'all. Famously.
This Pope is bringing drugs. He's bringing people. There's drugs under the hat. Look under the hat. There's drugs. So he is, like, by Trump standards, that's not, the most outlandish of criticisms. It's just that even in this world where no one is infallible, he is like choosing the one target who is still, in the eyes of many, not necessarily me, an infallible figure. You do not criticize the Pope. But like, the other thing, too, is like focusing on the Pope coming out against him. It's like, how evil do you have to be too evil for the Catholic Church?
We're fine with the Crusades, but we draw the line at Photoshop.
We made everyone celebrate Hitler's birthday, but this Trump guy.
I mean, the Catholic Church is evil, sure, but the Chicago Pope is just a normal guy. He eats his Vienna beef one sport pepper at a time. You know what I mean? Like,
how evil can you be if you support the White Sox?
Exactly. He's fine. Also, as a side note, I think the Donald Trump presidency has firmly taught me that I can never get into politics because I would 100% beef with the Pope. I would for sure blockade the strait if I got cranky. Like, there's no way I have the self-control to be a normal politician. I just know I see Donald Trump do something crazy. I'm like, brother, I see you, and I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't see you in the mirror.
On the contrary, Megan, I think now that is normal politician, and I think you would thrive.
I really do think you should announce your campaign for X here, like just whatever you want it to be, mayor, governor. I don't care. We don't have
president of the United States. Who cares anymore?
Who gives a shit? Whatever. I'll pick a fight with whoever you want. I'll give you sound bites on sound bites, and they'll all be embarrassing to listen to. That's my promise, and that's it, and nothing else. I'm not doing any policy, so don't ask me about that. I'm too tired.
I do think that right now there is nothing more present-day American evangelical than being like, the Pope, fuck that guy.
I studied medieval history so much in university, and I'm just like, this is just, I want to read this chapter in future history books about like the relationships of the history of the Catholic Church. And like popes have done some weird shit, and they've gotten into some weird fights, but this is right up there. They're beefing on Twitter.
It is one of those, like, history doesn't repeat it, but it does rhyme, where it's like, now we've looped back around to the Protestants versus the Catholics in 2026. Like, somewhere Michael Collins is, like, smiling in his grave, just being like, go get him, boyo.
I also love that this is the week that J.D. Vance's book about being refining his Catholic faith is coming out.
Yeah.
using a not Catholic church as the cover page.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
He just picked a church with a lot of nice foliage in the background, somewhere in Maine or Vermont, I think.
Incredible.
Yeah, I think it's an Episcopalian. I could be wrong.
Oh, I hate how funny that is.
Yeah, this book's called Hillbilly Eulogy.
Oh, I like that. It's nice. All your book titles should be the same. You should have to release the same book 10 times. That's a Donald Trump, Meghan MacKay promise. You have to release the same book.
For whom the bell tolls again. For whom the bell tolls 3, the bell tolls.
For whom the bell trolls. Crossover with the Trolls movies.
For whom the bell pulls.
There we go.
My journey into politics.
Oh my God. And then I'll put a church on it too, and I'm not religious at all, so I'll put like 10 different churches. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's fine.
And then Photoshop of you like fighting the Pope. I would vote for you so hard.
Oh my God. I want to fight the Pope. That would be really fun, I think. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
That's fine.
I don't want to.
I don't think the Swiss Guard is going to come bursting into our podcast studio.
He takes the L just like the rest of us. He's normal.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight the Pope.
I bet the
You know he
Pope
doesn't
fight.
still live in Chicago. Like, I know we're
was
talking about
gonna
him as
say.
Chicago Pope, but you know he does occupy the Sistine
Pops on
Chapel.
down to
He commutes.
Boys Town
commands
on
the
a
Bishop of
Saturday
Rome.
night.
He commutes. He works remote sometimes.
Yeah.
You're just there on the L train.
I went to the Lincoln Park Zoo on Easter, and he was there. I was drunk, but he was there. That's a true story.
Hanging up by the bean.
Yeah. You can see his reflection coming from very far away. Yeah.
By the way, I don't think we've talked about the craziest Pope thing yet. The picture that Trump posted.
I was about to bring it up.
Good,
but
good,
please,
good.
please,
Okay.
please.
No. I mean, the AI image that Trump posted of him as literal Jesus healing a man with like weird archangels behind him.
He was wearing doctor's robes.
Yeah.
He was wearing the robes that a doctor wears.
Look, don't get me wrong. Trump's a liar through and through, but I am fully willing to believe that dementia-addled brain of his saw that photo, didn't think about it for 1 second, and did not know enough about religion because he sets fire if he ever steps into a church, and was just like, oh yeah, whatever. Like he had no idea he was Jesus in that. I will actually believe that. I'm not gonna lie. Like that one, I'm actually willing to be like, there's a decent chance he didn't know what it was because he doesn't give a shit about religion and it's all fake.
Oh, but I think he knows enough about like me as the son of God, me as the most powerful human on earth. Yeah, that tracks. Post it.
Yeah.
I'm the king of kings.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, fair enough. I mean that image and that one. It's funny because like again we talk about like the little bits of ways that resistance does form to Trump even as all the right wingers and Republicans have rallied behind him, and one of them is that like. Because, you talk about, is this something you actually believe versus is this something you're doing politically? Like, there is enough people in America who are very, evangelical Christians. Now, do they live by the word of Jesus? Of course not. They're hypocrites through and through. But they do, in their minds, believe in Jesus Christ and believe that they are Christians. And so there was a media backlash to that from, Riley Gaines, the transphobic swimmer, and all these random people. But it's just like one of those things where it's like, so there is these still, and of course it's watered down and they don't actually really go after him, but like you just see these little pockets of people being like, I didn't think you were gonna. Yeah, I didn't think you'd come for Jesus. What about your presentation up to this point had made me think that you were not religious, Donald Trump?
Oh my God, my favorite thing is like fuck Riley Gaines, man. But like I love the fact that she was like, I stand by Donald Trump, like blah blah blah. I don't agree with it, but like he's my president, and he's literally made a post being like, I don't know who she is and I don't like her.
Yeah. It's that combo that only Trump can get away with. I don't know who she is, but also I have an opinion that I don't like her.
He stood on stage with her and he's like, I never think about her and I don't think she's a very good person.
Yeah.
This is just so funny.
Yeah.
God
I mean,
damn it.
he is funny.
I love that you just said Riley Gaines, transphobic swimmer, and if you just made that up, I'd believe it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
there's
their
so many
superpower.
people in this conservative cinematic universe that I cannot keep track of them.
No, and I giggled because, like, imagine what it's like to get place 5th in a high school swimming competition and then have that be your whole life for the rest of your life. And that's, it's the girl who hates people in place 5th. Like, that's crazy. That's nuts.
That's the first line of your obituary is you placed 5th. in a race one time.
Yes.
And we're so mad that you tied. You weren't even beaten by a trans swimmer. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
I liked that, again, like little pocket resistance to the whole Pope comment and to the image. There was an article about how the Italian PM, who's been a staunch ally of Trump, she's essentially, borderline fascist, if not actually fascist. But even she was like, whoa, not the Pope. And there was an Italian phrase that apparently is a very common phrase in Italy, "Ci mangi a papa crepa," which roughly means whoever tries to devour the Pope dies. And so it's basically like, come for the Pope and we kill you.
It sounds like a Da Vinci Code thing that you'd find on the wall in blood.
Yeah, so, and church historian Alberto Maloney pointed to Italy's royal family, the House of Savoy, which clashed repeatedly with the Vatican during the 19th century, only to be swept away by the tides of history. And I think Mussolini, but, we don't need to talk about that. All right, well, before we move on to the big finish, a quick message to you, the listener. First of all, thanks for checking out the show. If you haven't already, and why wouldn't you have, go on your app of choice, leave a review, leave 5 stars, say what you liked about the show. Also, feel free to tell a friend, share our video clips on any social media of your choice, except for Twitter, because fuck that place. And if you are, we're just trying to help to grow this thing to be the biggest and best thing it can be. If you are so inclined to support us monetarily, you can also do so at patreon.com/thebeaverton. For as little as $4 a month, not only will you keep the podcast going, keep the website alive, you'll also get an extended cut version of the podcast every week where we talk about a story or stories we didn't cover in the rest of the episode. This week, we did a kind of big news roundup of all the stories we didn't cover in the rest of the episode, including like Viktor Orban being defeated in Hungary, Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau's Coachella cosplay adventure, and Avi Lewis's arrival on Parliament Hill and the bumpy start he got to with Canadian media. So if any of that sounds exciting to you, check it out at patreon.com/thebeaverton. And Ian, do you have any shout-outs this week?
Oh, yeah, lots. We got some nice comments over on iTunes. Mike Italica said, finally, a reason to get out of bed on Wednesdays, and with a surprising amount of kneecap content. So we'll have to ring up that weird Irish ski cap band again.
Every time you make
Every time.
They have very angry fans. They will come for you.
It hasn't happened yet.
And
I'm
they'll
rolling
go
them
after
dice.
your kneecap.
Oh, yes. No, I should have got there faster. You're right.
I like the band name. Sorry, it took me a second.
Just the band name and nothing else.
Nothing else.
Referencing.
Just over on Patreon, we had yet another Jen. She commented, this Manitoban listened on her run this morning and loudly snort laughed at Say Goodbye to Luxembourg. Thanks for checking in. Thank you very much, Jen. We got a lot of nice comments from Manitoba this last week about our episode last week. Plus, there was a lengthy discussion in the Patreon from a user named Emmett about the finer details of the Meta social media lawsuit. Go check that out. Add in on that. It's interesting to hear what people think about that. And Patreon supporters that we just want to thank. Some of our new supporters, there's Lee Peterson, Desmoulin25, and Linda Poole, and some of our OG supporters like Neil Leverdier, Lol Code, and Thomas Moore, my favorite saint. So thank you very much for supporting us.
Who's your least favorite saint?
Mother Teresa.
Wow.
She did some bad stuff. She did.
She was not a...
She was not a good person. All right. And now on that fuck Mother Teresa note, it is time for the approximately 10-minute long quiz.
It's the approximately 10-minute long quiz. Brought to you by Time.
Every week, as the panel to play the approximately 10-minute long quiz, where I put their knowledge of some less widely reported news stories to the test. Panel, your first question. A AA hockey team unwillingly forfeited a championship-deciding game this week for a reason that would certainly make parents everywhere proud. Why do you think they were disqualified from the game?
The game was trying to peer pressure them to smoke, and they said no.
I said they refused to buy loose cigarettes from the Zamboni driver behind the dumpster before the game. So similar.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the kids were disqualified because they were putting too much pressure on the parents to fight each other.
Oh.
So they're learning.
Reversal.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Does anyone know the real story? They were disqualified for not cleaning up after themselves. The Sioux Junior Greyhounds, an under-18 AA team, were scheduled to play the final match of their best-of-3 series against the Copper Cliff Reds at the Community Center in Blind River 2 weekends ago, competing in the Nickel District Minor Hockey League. But after Game 2, the Junior Greyhounds received an email from the Hockey Association stating Game 3 was being postponed. It was eventually canceled due to the condition of their dressing room. Apparently, they left tape, water bottles, and towels everywhere, and in a just world, they were forced to disqualify. They were not just treated as privileged kids who got to do whatever they wanted. They were disqualified for it. And because the custodian staff was like, fuck this, we're not cleaning it up. You clean it up. So I do enjoy that. It is kind of insane we live in a world where hockey players in this country get DQ'd for this and not for committing sexual assault. But take a win. Take a win.
Yup.
Have we not been checking with the custodial staff enough? Maybe they could put a stop to all the terrible assaults and things like that.
Yeah, they said they're appealing, to be fair, and they sent an email being like, look, we're sorry, we shouldn't have done that. It was just tape and water bottles. We didn't, like, destroy the dressing room or anything. But as of now, they still got disqualified. Wow. So, hey, love it. Clean up after yourselves, kids. Like, these are not, like, 8-year-olds. They're under 18, right? So they're, like, 16, 17-year-olds.
You don't need to justify it for me. Kids are disgusting. Clean yourselves. Good God.
And knowing how bad hockey rooms smell, the custodial staff has got it bad enough.
Yeah, that's
Clean up the goddamn tape. They're already smelling the worst smell on earth 8 hours a day. All right, next question. No points on that one. A Yukon man pulled off a botanical miracle by successfully growing what plant in the territory's frigid climate?
Freaking potatoes. And then it was like he thought he was also on Mars, and then he wrote a freaking book about it, and it's called The Martian. And
then he wrote a follow-up, and it's in theaters.
Follow-up, and it's in theaters right now, and it's great. You should go see it. Yeah,
it's very good. I mean, I'm gonna guess avocado, and I'm gonna be so mad if it's true because I have tried to grow avocados in Ontario and been wildly unsuccessful.
It is not avocados.
Okay, good.
If anything, it's more tropical.
Oh, damn it.
Is he growing some of that cool Yukon weed?
I mean, for sure. There's people in Yukon growing weed. I don't know if that would qualify as a miracle. No, it is a, does anyone know? It is a pineapple. It took 9 years.
I was going to say, that's taking a long time.
From when he first adopted the leafy pineapple crown that some friends had rooted in water till he was finally able to enjoy a piece of pineapple. Now, in fairness, that seems like a long journey, long walk for some fruit.
No, that's how long it takes for avocados to grow.
Fair enough. In fairness, if you know what the pineapple is a symbol of, maybe he just really wanted some strange. Because the pineapple is the symbol of swingers.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. An upside down pineapple is we live the lifestyle, man.
It's like you put that in your window?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Or you wear a pineapple pin on your lapel, or you wear a shirt that has upside down pineapples.
Oh no! I have to go take some pins off my jacket.
All of your clothing is pineapple.
It's a little symbol to people that you're into it.
I thought it was for Tele Francais. La na na.
It has to be.
Oh, you don't think La na na from Tele Francais fucked?
Oh yeah. No. La na na swings for sure.
Oh my God.
Bonjour. Hello. I'm coming.
Jesus.
Okay, that was fast. Wow, na. Wow, na. Really thought differently of you.
Sorry, I'm edging? What's better?
No.
Je suis edging.
Nous avons edging. Nous avons edging.
We have edging, isn't it?
Yes, I don't know. Terrebonne will teach
edging.
me. The good people of Terrebonne will teach me.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, yes. Did I choose that question primarily so I could drop the swinging reference that I was like, no offense, Ian, I was like, you know what Ian knows about this. I knew you would know about it.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Unsurprising. It has to be upside down.
It has to be upside down. Okay, good. Yeah, it does have to be upside down. You can't just wear a regular pineapple shirt.
Also,
I look like this. I'm confident in how boring I am.
Yeah.
Also, waiting 9 years to be like, this is my identity. It's like crazy.
Yeah, it is a bit much when you can just buy a lapel pin, but you know, hey.
My identity is growing. You'll see it soon.
Maybe he's a grower and a shower.
Good for him.
Turning to international news. Sometimes the best segue is no segues. Turning to international news, the UK Conservatives are in real danger, currently polling well behind upstart reform. They are so desperate, they have turned to what questionable figure for advice on winning over voters?
Okay, there is only one answer to this, and it's the fact that they went to a graveyard and they started talking to Margaret Thatcher's skull like Hamlet.
Correct. Yes.
Oh, I think it's the man with his finger on the pulse of the UK youth. It's Russell Brand, right? He knows how to get conservatives elected.
He's going to be their new youth outreach consultant.
Yes, exactly. Which is what he got arrested for in the first place.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, yeah. It was not Russell Brand nor the skull grave ghost of Margaret Thatcher.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about mine.
Tell me.
Prince Andrew.
Speaking of a youth outreach consultant.
Oh, no. Hey, hachi machi. Oh,
I feel great about it. He's got so much time now.
Doesn't have a job.
And he looks so great in photos.
Almost as dead as Margaret Thatcher.
Does anyone know the real person
I
they reached
do.
out to? Go for it.
It's Pierre Poilievre.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's even funnier than anything.
They're
you
like,
could
if
come
there's
up
one
with.
conservative who knows about winning elections, it's Pierre Poilievre.
Yeah, yeah. It's an interesting. It was when it came out recently, but it was when he was in the UK doing that little tour that he did.
The Robin Hood tour.
Yeah, exactly. And he was like, and a think tank run by Robert Coble, who I guess is a pretty prominent Tory figure over there, kind of like, approached him to ask what the Tories there can do to turn things around, because he was like, well, Canada dealt with an upstart Reform Party and a Progressive Conservative Party or a Tory Party, and how those I think he thinks Poilievre was I think he thought he was Harper. He's like, how did you merge the two parties? It's like I didn't. I just showed up and they merged, and then I was there for 20 years, and then I became leader. But they're not only approaching Poilievre, they're also approaching other figures like Hillary Clinton, Michael Ignatieff, and Stockwell Day. So, someone in there is going to have some good advice. All right, so point to Ian on that one. Next question. The country of Colombia is being forced to take dramatic action to curb the long-term effects of an action taken by drug dealer Pablo Escobar. What crisis, non-drug related, are they being forced to solve 32 years after the drug lord's death?
A toilet haunted by the ghost of Pablo Escobar. It's not that?
It's not drug related. I'll give you. You met the criteria. I said it couldn't be drug related.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
It is not yet again, I have to say, for 2 questions in a row, the answer is not ghost.
All right, just making sure. We like to be thorough.
No, you only did one ghost. Declare
It's
the other
just going to
ghost.
be ghost someday, and we're going to be so vindicated.
Yes. We share the point. We share the point.
All right, now I'll put that on I have to somehow find a real ghost story for you guys. No, it was not ghost. Anyone? Any other guesses?
Trying to figure out what to do with all those cool linen shirts that he left behind.
Yeah, no. There's not an epidemic of linen shirts in Colombia currently.
I'm going to say people thinking caterpillar mustaches are cool.
Yeah, when you think about Pablo Escobar, you think about sex appeal for sure. No, it is. Okay, I'll give you a little clue, unless anyone knows the real answer. It is animal related.
Did he have like a tiger or something like that, and it's roaming loose?
You're on the right track.
Like he kept them as pets or
Yeah.
something.
Hippos.
Oh,
Hippos as pets?
Pablo Escobar imported 4 hippos from Africa into Colombia that he kept at his big ranch, Hacienda Nápoles. And then when everything went tits up for him and he had to flee, the hippos were just left on their own devices.
Yes.
So 4 hippos are now 170 hippos.
Yes.
and the worst
Running
part
wild.
is that they are hungry.
I thought you were going to be
4
like,
of them
"They're
from each direction."
swingers.
Is that why he got 4?
Yes, it must be. He was playing live action Hungry Hippo.
But with informers in the middle.
Yeah, fair.
1,000%.
But yes, so there are, and people don't know, I'm sure most people do, but hippos are incredibly deadly. Yes, they're
Scary.
fat little slimy babies, but they eat, they don't eat people, but they kill people.
And in
their jaws
water,
can
they're-
crush your skull.
In water, they are so fast.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So that is now 170, roaming free hippos going through a region in the center of the country where they threaten villagers and displace native species. So they're essentially in the Amazon rainforest, and they are thriving because it's like, this is great. And it's somewhat similar to their climate back home. And so now Colombia is going to kill 80 of them.
Only 80. They're like, that's enough.
Well, because they've been trying to sterilize them so they don't breed anymore, because that was more humane than killing them.
Sure.
And they're like, that didn't work. They just kept fucking and making babies.
Yeah, you try doing a vasectomy on a hippo.
Yeah, exactly.
Not as easy as it looks.
They've had an upside down pineapple on his lapel. He was fucking and sucking all over the place.
Oh my God.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Great.
So no points on that one.
I'm actually really mad I forgot about that story. I remember reading that a long time ago and thinking it was wild.
It has been a developing story over the 30 years, because at first it was like, oh, this is crazy. What are they going to do with these hippos? And then obviously there were bigger problems to deal with at the time, in the sense of that there was a massive drug war going on. And then, they were like, oh, those hippos got loose. They got out of the compound. And then nothing happened. And then 10 years later they were like, we think there's a lot more hippos now. And then it's just spiraled and spiraled. That's
amazing.
All right, last question. This is a complete headline. I'm going to read a headline missing some words. You fill it in for me. Bozeman, Montana shop introduces 24/7 blank vending machine.
Cowboy.
Hey, nice. That's a new Paramount Plus series right there.
Absolutely.
Cowboy vending machine. Starring whatever washed up actor we can get.
Yeah, Tyler Sheridan has written 20 episodes of it already.
100%.
Used ladies' underpants. They're going Japanese style.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we'll take that, Japan.
Okay, upside down pineapple. Calm down over there. You brought this energy to the quiz. Topple.
What?
You guys familiar with the Topple?
I am not familiar with the Topple.
It's a dog toy. It's made in Bozeman, Montana. It's printed on it. Your dog, if you have a dog at home, get them a Topple. They'll lose their fucking minds. They love that shit. It's so good.
What does it do? What is it?
It's like a Kong, but it has a bigger hole,
Okay.
and it's got wings on the bottom, so you put wet food in there, and then you freeze it, and then they're like, oh my God, it's crack. And you're like, it's not crack, you're a dog. And then they eat it, and they love it. So mine was not a joke, and you know what? I'm tired of doing jokes. Sometimes I'm just going to tell you about a cool product.
Sometimes you can just recommend a product we're not being sponsored by.
Yeah,
as far as I know, maybe you are.
I mean, if you put in the code
Topple
Megan and see if you get
sponsor
10% off. I don't know. You probably won't, but it's worth a try, maybe.
Yeah, it's worth trying to put in a promo code that doesn't exist. Why not?
Give it a crack.
There was not Topple, but
sure?
thank you for that description of what Topple is. Now
It comes
I know.
in multiple sizes. Small. Do you want me to keep going? Or
No, I'm good.
colors?
Does anyone know the real story? Bozeman, Montana shop introduces 24/7 meat vending machine.
Oh, no.
A meat vending machine stocked with fresh cuts from Daniel's Gourmet Meats. The touchscreen vending machine offers customers a variety of products, from bratwurst, jerky, and meat sticks to bacon and cuts of steak. Everything is stocked fresh daily based upon par levels. I don't know what that means. Wondering how all that meat stays fresh? The owner explained the machine has its own compressor, condenser, and temperature sensors. I'm not going to lie. I read the headline and I was like, that's ridiculous. Read the story, I was like, if I lived in Bozeman, Montana, I would shop at the 24/7 meat vending machine.
If I were going home and I'm just like, you know what, I will have a steak for dinner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or it's like it's 7 p.m. and they're closed, or it's weekend and they're closed. But they stocked it that morning. Fuck, I'll buy a goddamn ribeye.
I just love the idea that people need to get this at 4 a.m. Like, where can I buy a steak right now? They got me covered.
I mean, meth heads exist everywhere. Sometimes you got to do some late night cooking.
I think Claire should get the point for that because Cowboy vending machine's pretty close.
That's pretty darn close.
They're both
close.
different kinds of meat in there.
It is close.
You'd have to have a Topple to get them. So I'm not valid for the point because you don't have to have the Topple to use the meat in the Topple. But Cowboys they got meat.
Cowboys
Cowboys
have
got
meat.
meat.
They are made of meat, yes.
They got the meat.
And I believe what
the
you're
meat.
saying is that they also are important to the delivery of the meat in the way that they, as the name would suggest, bring cattle to...
No, I was mostly thinking.
No, I was helping you so much.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just they're like meaty little guys. So they go in the machine.
Okay, you know what? You were going to get Claire a point, and then you talked your way out of the point. Sorry, Claire. Our winner is Ian MacIntyre.
Oh, God. That's the first time that's happened.
Ian, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I'm just going to plug a couple Beaverton articles this week that made me laugh. Hungary admits it voted out Orban just to see a look on J.D. Vance's face by Derek Schultz. He had that up so fast. And then Trump clarifies that civilization he intends to end is America by Rob Ito. It's right over the plate.
Awesome. Claire?
Oh, yeah. I have a Patreon, and you can support my independent political Canadian comedy. And you can just search The Very Unfunny Leftist. And you can also find me on YouTube at It's Claire Blackwood.
Awesome. Megan?
Are you mad at me?
No. Never.
I just like to. Once a month, I gotta check. I'll be Skeeton, brother. I'm on
Yay.
Blue Sky at MMMEGAN. I do be Skeeton, and Luke's not mad at me, so I'm having.
I've never been
great
mad at you
day.
once.
I don't. Well, okay, we'll see.
All right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening. I'll throw in one last plug, which is if you haven't already, subscribe to the Beaverton newsletter. Get the best of the Beaverton delivered to your inbox every Sunday. Beaverton.com/newsletter, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
The Beaverton Weekly Report is produced by Andrew Rivamy in partnership with the From Superheroes Network. Visit FromSuperheroes.com to hear more great podcasts like this.